Hello dear followers of the channel Hype Celebs, welcome to my channel. Kerem Bursin's heart stopped during surgery, Hande Erçel was devastated. All the details are in my news. Before moving on to my news, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, open notifications, and press the like button. Stay tuned to my channel. The moments when Kerem Bursin was in danger of losing his life deeply saddened his loved ones. Recently, the heart attack of the famous actor Kerem Bursin surprised all his fans. Bursin, whose health was rapidly deteriorating, was taken to the hospital and doctors rushed him into emergency surgery to perform an angiogram. However, during this difficult period, an even more terrifying event occurred. During surgery, Kerem Bursin's heart stopped for a moment. This moment deeply moved both the entire hospital medical team and their loved ones. When she heard the news that Kerem's heart had stopped, his girlfriend Hande Erçel was devastated. Before starting her lover's surgery, Hande Erçel hugged him tightly and said an emotional goodbye. As she lived that moment with her lover, the anxiety and fear she experienced did not go unnoticed by all the media and viewers. Hande Erçel tearfully expressed that she wanted nothing more than to be with her lover. The moment Kerem Bursin's heart stopped, doctors quickly intervened and restarted it. After this terrifying situation, Kerem's condition stabilized. Kerem Bursin, who is still receiving treatment in intensive care, has begun to receive promising news about his health. Hande Erçel prayed every moment for her lover's recovery. Erçel's support and moral support played a very important role in Kerem's treatment. Despite the emotional devastation he experienced, Erçel did everything he could to help Kerem recover. According to media reports, Hande Erçel did not leave Kerem for a moment. The terrible moments that Kerem Bursin experienced deeply moved not only himself, but also his family and his girlfriend Hande Erçel. The famous actor was hospitalized after suffering a heart attack and underwent surgery to perform an angiogram. However, the events that followed his transfer to the hospital took a much more dramatic turn. During surgery, Kerem Bursin's heart stopped for a moment. This terrible news filled both Bursin's family and Hande Erçel with great fear. As her family headed to the hospital in panic, Hande Erçel tearfully waited for news of her lover. The fear and anxiety in Hande's eyes grew deeper with each passing minute. The young actress was devastated when she learned of the situation that endangered her lover's life during surgery. Hande, who arrived at the hospital to spend her last moments with her lover, was deeply moved when she learned that Kerem's heart had stopped. Doctors intervened immediately when Kerem Bursin's heart stopped beating and managed to restart it. However, this critical moment reminded once again how precious time is to both his family and Hande. Every minute, every second was very precious. Kerem Bursin was transferred to intensive care after this critical intervention. Although his condition remained serious, his family and Hande Erçel entered a state of great fear and waiting. Kerem Bursin's survival brought relief and joy to everyone. Hande Erçel attracted all the attention with the emotional moments she experienced when sending her lover Kerem Bursin to surgery. Kerem's immediate hospitalization following his heart attack deeply shocked all his loved ones. But the person most affected was, without a doubt, Hande Erçel. As she carried her lover to the operating room, the tears welling up in her eyes showed the entire world the anxiety and fear she was experiencing. Hande, who hugged Kerem for the last time before surgery. He carried the great pain of being next to his lover who had suffered a heart attack. As she tried to reassure her lover by saying, "Everything will be okay," the scared expression and tears on her face showed how difficult that difficult moment was. Hande did not want to leave Kerem alone for a moment until they entered the operating room. At that moment, she was not only his lover, but also the most precious part of his life. Throughout Kerem's surgery, Hande waited patiently in the hospital hallways. His eyes were constantly and anxiously searching for good news from the doctors. During the surgery that lasted several hours, Hande went through a difficult emotional experience. Although she tried not to lose hope that her loved one would recover, the fear that lived deep in her heart prevented her from holding back her tears. Finally, with the news from the doctors, he breathed a sigh of relief. Kerem Bursin's heart was immediately reactivated through intervention and his health condition stabilized. Hande was crying with joy, grateful that everything had turned out well for her lover. Hande Erçel was by Kerem's side when he began to recover, and this difficult process they went through together strengthened their love even more. After Kerem Bursin's surgery, the patience and love shown by Hande Erçel once again revealed the couple's relationship. While Hande anxiously waited for her lover to recover, he always stood by her side and found strength in her support. After Kerem Bursin's heart stopped, doctors took the actor to the intensive care unit and tried to stabilize his condition. The time spent in intensive care was extremely difficult for both Kerem's family and his girlfriend Hande Erçel. Although Kerem's condition was critical, doctors were doing their best to help him regain his health by meticulously implementing the necessary treatment process. Hande Erçel never left her lover's side, not even for a moment, while Kerem was in intensive care. The difficult wait was a very emotional and exhausting process for Hande. While her eyes waited for good news from the doctors, her hope for Kerem's recovery never faded. Every day, every hour, he prayed for Kerem's recovery and was constantly at his side in the hospital to provide moral support. His family did not leave him alone in the hospital. They supported Kerem's health at all times, in addition to helping him overcome this difficult process and regain his health. While the intensive care process allowed Kerem's body to recover, it also made those around him very anxious. During this difficult process, Hande and Kerem's family supported each other, believing that Kerem would regain his health. These difficult times spent with his lover and his family became an unforgettable source of support for Kerem. Hande Erçel stated that he will continue to be by Kerem's side and support him every day after his recovery.